You there? All right, on time.
Got my box.
All right. Hey, everybody. Open up the hot flash. I see a little Christmas light. Okay, what's happening? I got mine trying the other way. So we are joining 15 minutes early, and even if people come in at the regular time, they'll still catch it. Because we'll still be on. So as you're joining, just let us know that you're there. We are coming in. What's up, Glover? We can always count on you. Coming in here a few minutes early. I'm gonna come up out of my little jacket. Woo, ain't gonna be no sexual healing right here on this. I have to put this jacket to the side. Okay. So
Hey, Michael, what's up?
Okay, so we got the right folks on right
got
now.
Yvonne them on it. You know, that's
Yes.
yeah.
Huh?
Hey, Teresa, how you doing? We hanging in here.
And look, you guys, we got the lights down low tonight. We got a little
We're
something.
starting 15 minutes early because a friend of mine got other schedule. So
I got orchestra practice, you guys, and we're having a concert tomorrow.
but confidence is more important than to me.
We got to have an argument.
To you. No, we just make a statement. I'm not, you know I'm on. I lay hands.
Look, you don't know hands. Look, what is he talking about? We're gonna warm that little stuff. So we are starting a little bit early
You know you're doing good. It's great Monday.
Yes. Turn down.
3 more minutes.
Yeah, and then we just wanted to kind of set it up early tonight. Y'all see we got the lights dimmed a little bit low. So y'all go get you a glass of ice water, go get your Coke. Something to just set your mood so we get started.
I guess I can get started with what I was going to read.
This is turn it down while you're doing sexual healing.
This is from my first broadcast. I just happened to run across this tonight. I didn't even know it was in this book. I was looking for something else. I'm getting ready, preparing to preach next Tuesday in Faith Outreach in Hesper, Georgia, aka Augusta. So I was a fan, and I ran across this, and it was my very first GodFidence. I wrote. Let me see what I wrote. Let me see what I wrote on my very first. Welcome to GodFidence, my first GodFidence broadcast, Facebook Live. The past year with COVID-19 has been a trying and taxing year. I have had to use every godly word I knew to overcome the attack on with COVID. Angels, the blood of Jesus, the word of God, prayer, everything I knew to use to address the attacks, and that was on all of us, not just me personally, but all of us. 2021 came in with a lot of turbulence, but I did learn through this trying time that turbulence don't kill you. Turbulence don't kill you. It'll shake you up, but it don't.
You yet holding on.
turbulence in my life came the very first of the latter part of 2019, and it continued with the loss of my dad, and it went on continued. But I wrote something down: turbulence, a certain disruption. There was a certain disruption in my life, and COVID caused that in a lot of people's lives. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Pastor RJ, up in Chattanooga, and we was talking about we really is not through with this COVID, the effect it have had on our lives and our conduct and the way we conduct business and go to work and don't still working from home, and it's still affecting us. And when he said that, it dawned on me. The Bible talk about the principalities in the air. You know, the principalities in the air. And COVID came by. How we doing? It affect the air that we breathe, and people came down with COVID. So we just need to be mindful still of that demon. I mean, he can't win over us. We overcome by our testimonies and the blood of the Lamb. We overcome by the word of God, and nothing by no means can keep us or hold us fast. We go, like we said, we might face some turbulence, but we're coming through that turbulence. And the things I'm hearing for next year is to enlarge your tents, plan big, think big, because God is about to do something better. And it's going to do the greater. Hebrews 11 talk about God doing something better for us. Well, look, it's time to get ready for something better. That God's going to do something better and greater in our lives, something like we've never experienced before, like we've never experienced COVID before. What God's going to do is going to be 10 times greater. When the enemy is identified, he has to give recompense of 10 times that amount. So, man, I'm just ready. I'm excited about the upcoming year. I'm excited about the Christmas season, but I'm excited even about the coming year. So I have an outstretched neck and be ready.
Talking about that, I was thinking that this is the season to give. Not only is it a season to give, and I don't mean Christmas, we buy presents and stuff, but I really mean giving to other people. We spent a lot of time talking to Austin this weekend, just about being mindful of other people and not just focusing on you. And so when you really begin to sow the seed, whether it's finances, whether it's doing for other people, just watch the love and kindness, just being kind to people, and so I appreciate the turbulence that you talked about, because everybody went through something during that season.
And still going through
it. Yeah. And that's what we want to talk about, how we heal through, we're calling it sexual healing, because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. And so we want to jump right into that. Thank you, baby, for sharing that, because Pastor Dollar was talking, you guys, we always give acknowledgement to our pastors, Pastor Dollar, Pastor Taffy. The word that he shared yesterday was just about, why do we, sometimes you think God's forgotten about you. Why did God let that happen? He doesn't care. Or, and we always say, why did God let this happen? Why did God let that happen? But we forget that there's a devil too. And we don't ever say, well, sometimes we do say the devil made that happen or whatever. But most of the time we're saying, why did God? And so, Fuller and I, we were talking this past weekend, and we really, we always tell you guys, we're just sitting in bed or we're just talking to each other, and we're saying to each other, we're reminiscing over the past year. So as I was talking to Fuller, I said, not only has a lot happened, but I really want us to be even more transparent with how life has dealt us cards. And even though we make it look easy, we go through things too. So we go through it. We just don't we just don't stay there.
Right.
And
pitch no tent.
Yeah, we don't pitch no tent. So, I don't know where you want to start, babe, but we are talking about sexual healing. And so I remember as Fuller was talking about the COVID blues, you've heard him say that before. The year that we were getting married, November the 6th, 2021, sorry.
21.
Right before we were getting
2 months.
Yeah, right, 2 months. Fuller went and had a doctor's appointment. Well, first of all, Fuller always goes to, he's been going to, when we first met, he was going to the urologist. And I was like, you mean neurologist? Why does he keep saying urologist? And so he's going to a urologist. And so 2 months before we're getting married, we were in the doctor's office, and I just happened to go with him that day because he asked me to go. And then so, go ahead, babe.
No, you finish that part. Okay.
So we're in the doctor's office, and he's got a young female doctor. She comes in, and you know, I try not to let a lot move me, and so and that's because I don't like to be moved by words, because I know there's something greater that beyond the words, right, beyond the doctor's report. So anyway, we're sitting there, and the doctor says, and we're in Fayetteville, Georgia, for those that are outside of Georgia. We're at the doctor's office, and the doctor says, well, Mr. Fuller, you know, I want to let you know that your blood work came back, and you do have prostate cancer. So what do you think we're doing, right? So we both just paused. And I don't really give the devil any room to see me waver. And I know some of you guys may be thinking, darling, don't be deep. You know,
you really didn't show any expression or anything at all.
Yeah, I'm not moved by words. Now, on the inside, I could be thinking a lot. Now, remember, we said that 2 months before we're getting married. So Fuller's often said to me, you know, Darlene, I don't want to be selfish when it came to age. He's like, what if something happens to me? And then you married me, and I'm 20 years older than you. Is that fair? And I'm like, anything could happen to me. Anything could happen to something happened to my late husband. He was 43. And so, but we're sitting in the doctor's office, and I just remember her looking at us and saying, Mr. Fuller, so you don't have an aggressive form, but you know, kind of an intermediate. Your numbers. What was the prostate? So can you talk about a little bit about what men should be doing really, just as relates to this prostate? Because you were going regularly to have checkups.
Well, I was going regular because they saw abnormal numbers, and I think at that time my prostate was probably about, I think 7.1 or 6.9, which is very high. Because I think they like it around 3 or somewhere around 3, under 4. And that's one of the things that the number was high. My regular doctor was monitoring me and noticed that that it was elevated, and he was giving me
PSA or something.
PSA, yeah, the PSA, okay. And my PSA number. Thank you. That's why it was good to be here. The PSA number was high, and he was giving me. He gave me some antibiotics first to see what that cleared up and caused my number to go. But after it didn't, he recommended me go to this urologist, and I went to the urologist, and I think I went twice before they told me. And that day, I knew it was going to be. I just knew it was going to be a negative report. So that day I went, she gave me a negative report. Here it is, 2 months before I'm getting married. You know, already, you know, I was questioning Darlene about the age difference and all, and then now I have prostate cancer. So I said, look here, we can postpone the marriage. We can postpone the wedding.
Now, the doctor didn't know. We're not having this discussion in front of the doctor.
Right.
So we're just looking at her and getting the report.
And she's giving us 2 or 3 options that we could.
So she's saying you can do, you know, radiation. She didn't say anything about chemotherapy. I mean, chemo. She just says, you know, radiation.
Have it removed.
You can have it removed. You can have the whole prostate removed. You can have radiation.
And the side effect, the advantage and disadvantage of both of them.
We're going to talk about that. And then she talked about the appeal form, which would take longer to, you know, for your testosterone,
right? Testosterone
to return back. So
you can have sex.
Yeah. So that's what we're getting to. Right. So that's why we call this sexual healing, because, you know, sometimes men, y'all don't like to go to the doctor, first of all.
No, men don't go to the doctor. And let me tell you why it's so important. 1 in 13 in every 100 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 8 white men will will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. But 1 in 4 men of color. So that's we're double the amount more than the white. And I don't know why it's our diet, our genes, or what. But regardless of what it is, whether you're white, black, green, or yellow, you need to go, especially when men start getting around the 40s. So go and start doing things for your prostate health. If you're going to, you should just go to the doctor. If you haven't been in a while, you're 30, you're 40, 50 years old, go to your doctor and ask them, what can I do to keep my PSA numbers at a certain level? What can I do to have good prostate health? Because it affects everything. All my life, and I was told, I didn't know this before, I have a small bladder. So I go to the bathroom frequent. I always been frequent.
Yeah, I do been frequent.
And so with the prostate being swollen, and that's what it is, being swollen, I had to even go more active. So and getting back to what you're saying about the my numbers and what she's saying. So with Darlene, it didn't move her. We really didn't have no reaction.
Response, yeah.
But I tell you one thing, this girl laid hands on me and prayed for me. That girl about know how to pray. You almost know how to pray. Almost. I mean, the Holy Ghost came and she just prayed on me, loved on me, encouraged me. She said, we ain't hearing that one. I ain't cancel no wedding. You all right. You go on, big head boy. You're going to be all right. So we continue with that. And then,
what did she say, if you recall, about the sexual part? Because, people got to hear that, it's okay. Just because some, we hear about lots of people or people having cancer. It's not a death sentence.
Right.
It is just an abnormal, even when I go to the doctor, I have these abnormal, even PAPs. And I'm not moved. I pray over my body. I do the things that they said. So ladies, just as FYI, if you don't already do this, they encourage me to take vitamin C and folic acid. Folic acid is typically for childbearing women. However, it helps you with your PAPs. So folic acid. And then I take my multivitamin. I don't take any other medication. I'm not on any other high blood pressure. I don't take anything. I take those 2 vitamins, and those were recommended by my OB, whatever, GYN, whatever you call it. But so she says that. But she also says some things about the sexual side of your relationship once you get, because she didn't know we were getting married. She didn't know if I was his daughter. She didn't know if I was his wife. She didn't know who I was. She just knew I was there. She didn't, because we didn't reveal that we were getting married. I think she must assume that I was your wife, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but she began to talk about the side effects, about what would happen. Right? So
they give me the pills to lower my testosterone, and that's everything for a man sexually. Okay. It's the testosterone.
So you hear us, ladies, and then it completely.
But my testosterone level was high. I mean, I had, high testosterone, and so I was, cause no secret, I'm 7-ish, and it's no secret that the older you get, the more likely you are to contact prostate cancer. But also, being 70, I'm still sexually active at 70 with no help.
Now the one thing that you didn't talk about is you have brothers who would also have.
Right. But I didn't necessarily want to tell them I want to talk about it. So I didn't give them a 411. Okay. So I don't want to, unless you own Chris and want to say something about that. I don't want to reveal anything from anyone that I hadn't talked to. And so, of course, the Lord called me to have ED, erectile dysfunction. I couldn't get a hard on. Okay. All right. Okay. Or I could get one, but I couldn't maintain it during the sexual relationship. Okay. So that, and I must say, my baby was really tolerant with me, patient with me. But there's other ways that you can love your wife, and other ways a wife can love her husband without intercourse. Now, I prefer the latter, but
yes,
but
we
but,
all do.
but at the same time, she never made me feel inadequate or anything like that. So my encouragement, you start making love in the morning. You start making love when you get up all day long. What do I do? This.
Fuller wake up and he'll say, or if I'm in the bed and maybe I don't know, unfortunately or fortunately, you guys, I like the air being on when I'm sleeping or the ceiling fan on. And I may say I go through these spells at night where I get cold and then I'll get hot again. So I say, Fuller, could you take I said, can you move the covers? Fuller, get out of the bed. I don't care what time it is. Get out of the bed. And he'll come and pull the covers back. If I said my feet are hurting, Fuller says, oh, I'll take care of that. He'll come over, take care of, rubbing on my feet. It doesn't matter what it is. If I said, Fuller, can I have your black Cash App card? I'm going to go in the store. I left my cards. I'm doing this. I left my cards at home. He's like, oh, no, here's the card. He never questions anything. He does whatever that's asked. And I know that when we were married before, sometimes we question things, and you was like, well, yeah.
What's wrong with your hands?
Yeah, you can't put the clothes on.
But I learned that in my last relationship, in my last marriage.
I just want better.
I want better.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with David, nothing wrong with Jean, but I just want better.
Say that.
But in return, I get more than I invested in getting out the bed. I could just reach down and pull the cover up. This can, but it's just more intimate when you get out the bed and you take it and fold it back and just lay it on her. Don't throw it on her. Just throw it on her, like, because you're gonna do it with a bad attitude. It's no need of doing it. It's just don't even do it. And if her feet is hurting, I mean, she cooks, she prepares, she drive me anywhere, go anywhere with me, stop what she's doing to take care of my needs or whatever. Sexually, she never turned me down. She always willing and ready. But you need to go, men. And listen, you might be functioning ED. Don't punish your wife because of your ego, your pride. I'm just a man, or you can't get. And I know men are frustrated, and you become mean. You're frustrated and you're disappointed and you are sharp with your wife. And what it is, you know that you can't perform as a man should or desire to be. So you take it out on the person that loves you. Don't do that. Your wife deserves to be sexually fulfilled. Now, I don't know, it's whatever you agree on in your marriage, whether it's oral sex, and I did say that. I said it, the oral sex, whatever you agree on, whether it's this kissing, whether it's this rubbing the breast, whether it's she don't like kissing in the ear. So no, you have to find out those sweet spots for your wife, what she likes.
Not the previous
because men, if you satisfy your wife, you're gonna get yours. You are going to be satisfied. It is very important that Darlene said this was real sexual to her. We were just laying in the bed, and I said, "Baby," we was getting ready to get up. I said, "Baby, just let me hug you. Just let me hold you." With no sexual intent or anything, just to hold her, just to. Chris said it doesn't bother him.
I saw that.
He said it doesn't bother him. And if anything you want to type in the chat, Chris, type that for me. But he said it doesn't matter. So I went through, I can't remember whether it was 28, 32 treatments of radiation.
And nobody knew.
Right, and I'm still not healed yet. I'm healed from the cancer, but the residue of the treatment is I have days where I'm good, and I have days where not so good.
What do you mean by not so good?
Well, for us going to the bathroom, urinating, a lot of times I still I can't empty my bladder. Not at one time. I can go and I wait a couple more minutes, and so I'm there longer than I was and longer than a young man would be. Coming in and say, beep, and boom, gone. Yeah. But see, I go and then I stop. So sometimes I'm just in the bathroom. I just sit there for a minute, because if I get back in the bed, I'm gonna get back up 5 minutes later. So I just wait a couple minutes and then go and I empty my bladder. these are things not to be ashamed of. What's wrong with men today? Reading the men suffer from, one of the things men suffer from ED is because we don't talk. My friend Warren, I'm gonna tell him, watch this. I wish he was on. My friend Warren, we was talking about this thing, and he formed a group about 5 men. We come together once a month and talk about men issues because men don't talk. So the stress will cause you not to get an erection. This worry, things we go through because we don't release, and then we don't trust nobody. Yes. We're ashamed to talk to another man about not being able to what their definition is what manhood all about. Manhood is about being the MVP of your marriage. A man is about being the most valuable player in your home. And that's what makes a real man. Not what you can perform, what can you do, but how you treat others. That's why I say love and kindness is always in season. And when you demonstrate that, your wife will do whatever it takes and tolerate or put up with or nourish you through. Because a man, and ladies, men really want their mama. That when they're not feeling well or they're going through, they want their mama touch. They want their mother words. They want their mother. Now, you can be a mother and a wife at the same time. You can play that dual role, and it'll bring your man up another notch, or up another notch, and up another notch. But men, this is important because you don't want your wife looking at another man or going outside your marriage. But if you're not performing up to your ability, when you can do something about it. Yeah, I take Viagra. You know, I need it sometimes I don't. But when I need it, I take it. I always said when I was in my 60s and I didn't need, the doctor told me, he said, Pastor Fuller, about time we talked about ED. I said, Doc, I'm all right now. And I was in my 60s then. I said, I'm all right now. I said, but when I need them, I'm going to Sam's and buy a whole case.
Okay, hold on, baby.
Wait. And so I'm at this stage now where I need it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I hope all of you are on here that you can, if you're a lady, you can help a man, if you're your husband or whatever. But man, I ain't trying to impress nobody. I want to help you. You need to talk, find someone, form a group yourself of about 4 or 5 men in your age group and start talking about these changes in your life. My brother Chris is the closest to me in age, and I call him if I face something in life that I'm going through. I talk to him. Like I was saying earlier about still healing. I still have some pain, little pain in my growing area, my upper thighs. It's kind of, not all the time, just every once in a while I do. And they're telling me to walk more, do those things, and that will help. But I mean, before as sexual things and stuff, we're not struggling in that area. So I might want to add something.
So just on the as I think about some of the side effects, Fuller was going to the restroom, I guess, even more after the treatments or during the treatments. So look, you guys, we would be driving. We went to, I forgot what Caribbean place or no, it was, oh shoot, it was for spring break one time. And we were driving back, and every 5 minutes, we were we were stopping at the store for Fuller to use the restroom. It seemed like every other exit. I was like, what is going on? And
I was in treatment. I was still doing treatment then.
But you can get irritated by that and say, because in my own way, I think I was trying not to do it, and I didn't do it in front of him. But I would be like, what is going on? So we were in the car with the kids, and I said to the kids, they were like, why do we keep stopping? And I said, well, Fuller's going through he's had these bladder, or he's got to go to the restroom more regularly, and his body's healing from it, so he's got to go to the restroom. I said, so you guys don't make any noises or faces or comments or make any gestures like you need to make anyway, because you just driving, you just riding, everything you done did was free. So, just ride along. And so they never commented on it. And even now, he still will go to the restroom. But something to help the men that if you ever face this. Hey Judy, what's going on? I went to Amazon and I looked up urinal disposable little packages. And so now I bought from Amazon these little square little packets, and he can put them in his backpack. And we keep them in the backpack. And so like if it's just us and even the kids in the car.
And for the emergency,
look, if Fuller is a passenger and I'm driving, what he does is he gonna pull out the little tally jacket, and I shouldn't say little tally, the
jacket.
Little jacket thing, and we just be talking, and he has his coat over his lap, and he just put it on in there, and just keep on going. Nobody don't even know. We were in Paris, and just a lot of different things. We were just like, okay, we'll
be prepared if I need
for that. Yeah, and so, but we're learning how to balance out that. But we wanted today to be a day where we really became transparent and shared that because you guys didn't know.
I just want to say, and she have never made me feel ashamed or embarrassed of because this is temporal. I'm going. Why it's turbulence? Why say something during this time that's going to scar me? That's going to affect the rest of our marriage. That's one thing, ladies, you need to learn. Definitely, and men too. You really need to learn. Don't scar, because she could say something that scar me. I mean, I might forgive her, but it's always in the back of my head. And most people that corner, they retaliate. And it's not worth it in this dispensation of life. I remember being 50 years old, and I turned 50. And my mama's name is Rosa Fuller. And I remember telling my mama, I said, Rosa. And that's what I call her when I'm cutting up, because I always call her mama. And I said, man, how did I get to be 50 so fast? She said, I don't know, Kenny, you got to ask somebody else, because I'm trying to figure out how I got to be 70. Now, 20 years later, I'm saying, I need to ask somebody else now. Yeah. So, I'm of this age where I can help a lot. Anything, you can message me, I'll message you back. If you got some more things you want us to talk about, put it in the chat, and then we'll bring it up. But these are the things that I'm telling you, there's healing during the process, and there's healing after the process. And you can make out what you need to make out of your marriage. I tell you, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about our family. It's not only affect Darlene and us, but even when you're angry or disappointed or dissatisfied, it will affect the children also. Yeah. So you have to be really mindful and thoughtful about things you're saying and doing, even if it has nothing to do with sexual healing, even though it has nothing to do with going to the doctor. I encourage you. So again, 1 out of 4 Black men, 1 out of 8 white men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and find it early. Some of them having to take, I was in treatment with some guys, they were having to take it, chemo and take radiation. But the early detection determined. And let me tell you something, those 28 treatment, it didn't hurt a bit. But let me tell you something, after you go about 15 times or so, it wears on you mentally. So you have to be really, really strong mentally, prayerfully. I didn't tell my siblings. I wanted to tell my siblings, but I thought they would tell one of their children, because I didn't tell my boys. Because remember, my boys just had lost their mother a year earlier, and I didn't tell them. I didn't tell any of them until a year later, after I completed my treatment and was diagnosed cancer-free. Because you have to be mindful of who you tell when you're going through your healing, because you don't want them to put you in the grave. That's right. You don't want them to put you in the grave. So you want to be mindful of that also.
And, and I think God knows how to put people together, because as we got the news about that, I could have decided, I'm 50-ish, and I could have decided I don't want to do this. I didn't have to go through it with you, but
right. You didn't, because you weren't obligated to me then.
And so, but I was like, Fuller, look here, we're gonna go through some different things in life. I said, I'm in. It's like when I said I was in at Best Buy, I said I was in with this, and I think we even walked away and we didn't even address it anymore. We just knew that what you had to do. And the doctor, even though she had given the news, the radiologist, she was outstanding. She walked through the process, and I went with him and just for the initial consultation. But other than that, he went right before work. So for those that are thinking that, oh my gosh, is he okay? Did he still got it? No. So the radiation is a lot different.
Right.
I mean, now what he may experience after the fact is not anything like what you guys are thinking of. So
some have some other side effects.
Yeah, but it's catching it early.
But it's not anything major. It's what's going through to live.
Yeah.
If you want to live.
Yeah.
So,
and you guys need
and a quality of life at that. Yeah. Not just living, but a quality of life.
Right. I'm not going to listen, or I'm not going to take their radiation or whatever. But I'm so glad that you made the decision, because I didn't press forward one way or the other. It's just like, this is what got to do, and it seemed so seamless. And so, but I'm thankful that God is continuing to heal his body and going to heal all of you that may even be going through it. That we don't know. We got a word from God, you guys, and we just decided to tell it. And because we know somebody else on here, whatever it is you're going through, women too, we're encouraging you, if you got some sexual healing type things where you don't know how to have an orgasm, or you only have orgasm a certain way, let that be the way you have the orgasm, and that's okay too.
And tell your spouse
how to love you,
right,
and how to touch you a certain way, and
you might have magic fingers.
Okay. Excuse me. So, but and then look, some things that maybe you were married before, and things didn't work that same way through regular intimacy, through the penetration. It may not have given you an orgasm, and then now you with somebody and it does. So you can't say that you don't have an orgasm, ladies. We got to talk, ladies. We got to come back, because I know this is a bigger topic, but because we just are not able to lay down and have an orgasm. Right. Now, if you are, I need you to call me 404 and then 517. I need you to call. But it's a mind thing. So Fuller always says you get what you give away. And so all of the sexual healing, the love deposits he gives to me, and he's given that to me all day long. It makes me want to figure out how to love him the way he needs to be loved. If I need to talk to him, ladies, look here. Oh Lord, I got rolling.
Go ahead.
One of the mistakes that we make sometimes is thinking that we saved and we don't need to talk and say things. And maybe your man or your woman don't need you to talk and say it. So Fuller was like, I need you to talk to me. So if it's whatever he needs you to say to him, you got to say some stuff. You can't just be quiet. You gotta be like, ain't nobody saying that, little baby. Ain't nobody saying nothing. It's just quiet.
It's just quiet.
It's just quiet.
Hey,
I learned that.
Talk to me while I'm having sex. Make me, make me feel good. Make me feel like I can go in the phone booth. Go in the phone booth and put that super S on my chest.
We need to talk about it,
those things,
because we don't talk about it, and we think we're supposed to be quiet. I mean, I guess I was kind of a novice to sex in my first marriage, because I held out and all that stuff, and so. But I learned some things along the way. I was just too deep too.
I saw David Gooden on here. I need to have him on here to talk to me, and because he's mature and old enough. But like when I came along, you turn out the lights, you take your clothes off and turn out the lights and go and get in the bed. So I've evolved a whole lot since the time, and we didn't talk about sex. We didn't talk about this. Man, I got some last night or something. But
and then men got it, and then we were left hanging like, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Ooh, that don't feel good. And now we got this younger generation, or even the middle generation, whatever. They know what to do, how to make it happen, and all that. But the older generation, they turn out the lights and light a candle. Just like Teddy Pendergrass would say, and nobody was talking about it. So now I want to talk about, the intimate side of the orgasm, and then there is a peak for women too, and we don't have to settle for, the less. Settle for. Look, if you don't get up off of me and stop asking me and tapping on me,
don't be gratified. Be satisfied. Yeah. But women, you can only be satisfied if you talk. That's the key. The communication is the key. and loving all day.
Look,
I mean, I keep my hands on Darlene all day.
We touch all the time.
And kiss all day long. Walk in the room, walk in the back door. I can be upstairs, downstairs, and she been downstairs for a while. They come over there and just smooching and this. It don't cost nothing. Look, it don't cost nothing.
You know what I realized this weekend? We were at a swim meet at Georgia Tech, and Fuller came over. Jamal was sitting over there. I hadn't even thought about it because we touch all the time. So if we hadn't touched, then it would be like, what's he doing? That ain't normal. You know, but he came over to me. He started massaging my shoulders, rubbing on my back. He's standing up there. He just showed. I didn't even thought of anything about it because that's what we do. It wasn't, and it dawned on me just now when we were talking, because we don't do those things until sometimes we do it as a show. I think I did a little bit of that in my first marriage. They was like, "What you doing? We don't normally hold hands and walk and talk and all that." I was like,
well, "But that's a private resolve. I don't do that. That's in public."
Yeah, he does it all the time. And so, baby, I want at some point for us to maybe we have a women panel on it and talk about what we need from our men, because sometimes we're settling, we're laying there and saying, "Oh, I hope he don't tap me," or you wear the clothes stuff here and you don't want nothing. You know, nobody talking. You and Darlene experience is very similar to ours, right? There's nothing greater than a loving care. Yes.
There's nothing greater. Like I said this before, I was watching The Crown. Man, that thing stuck with me. I only watched it because that was my do-good seed. That was putting some in the love bank. Y'all watch that in the love bank, and King Edward, what is abdicated the throne. And they said, "Why would you do that?" He said, "I found something greater, love."
Is there anything greater?
Is there anything greater? Wow.
And that stuck with us. And we were like, look, some of this stuff that we want to fuss about, whether it's erectile dysfunction or whether it's, rubbing my feet and he don't want to touch my feet, or all that go away. Because I'm like, look here, this is my last rodeo. And I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it count, and I'm gonna put down some of my selfish ways. And I'm not gonna be trying to say like, "No, I hope he don't touch me," or "No, or he's still trying to recover. Won't he go over it?" All of that, baby. Get up. What's he talking about? Get up. He talking about her getting up out of bed. We talking about big man coming on up.
Get up. Oh yeah.
Y'all know we still on.
Hey. Oh really?
Oh. Stay right here, you guys.
Hey.
Love you guys. Look, tomorrow I have my orchestra concert. Take place Central Baptist Church in Douglasville, Georgia. If y'all want to come out, it starts at 7:30. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this segment tonight as we have shared all our business. Look, every topic that we deem taboo, the devil, we have to compete. Thank you.
We're going to start a new platform in January, and you're going to love it. It's awesome. We're going to have some more younger couples that's been married under 5 years, a couple couples speak some words. So, man, it's going to be engaging and very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. GodFidence is here to stay. We're going to touch as many people in that relationship that we possibly can. So whether you're single, married, you're a widower, or you're looking for love and have found it all in the wrong places, we're trying to tell you how to find it in the right places. So look, hey, I don't have to do this. I've been trying to get out of it.
We're doing something else. We didn't 15 minutes early. We still at 6:30, baby.
Look, hey man, we appreciate y'all so much. Look, Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. 5 p.m. We're here, man, for you and hear about any subject that you want to talk about. If we are not capable of experienced or has expertise, who have people to come in and talk with us. And again, man, I think all the guests that we've had in 2022, they made such a deposit in our life, and we might be able to find somebody to play some snippets from all of them, or just have them back on 15 minutes and 15 minutes, and but we'll do something. So
like a back down, like memory,
right.
We can have Like, maybe we can do that for New Year's Eve. You guys shop safely.
Look,
Don't spend all your money, y'all.
show it to someone else. You not back, know a man and uncle. You might have an older brother, even your dad. He might need to hear this. So share it with some people, man. I share my heart, my business, and like I said, I ain't ashamed of anything. I'm enjoying life. So
to the fullest.
Hey.
To the lower fullest.
If they get any better, I'm gonna clone myself. Come on, somebody.
Y'all,
Peace out.
Thank you for coming, joining us today.
It's good for me.
Oh, got one more, you guys. I do too. Look, I say me. Okay, you guys, we out. I gotta go to orchestra practice. Holla. See ya. Peace, love, and sue.